everybody, my name's Super Tonyo, and I would like to introduce two special people in my life that we surprisingly somehow raised the money to actually go on a family vacation. So introduce yourself.
I'm the mom, I'm Stacy.
And I am Dad, Steve.
Yes.
And we went, where we go, Tony?
We went to Branson, Missouri. We go check out one of the top, most famous amusement parks in America, Silver Dollar City. Now, I actually took a bit of video footage of us at Silver Dollar City, and I wanted to make a full video of it, but it just didn't work out. So we're going to do this. We're going to be ranking all of the rides we rode from least favorite to most favorite.
What if all my rides were my most favorite?
Well, that's going to be a big problem, because if I remember, there was that one ride we did not enjoy.
Well, there's one ride that I didn't enjoy.
The second time around, if you know what I mean there.
I do.
Which ride was that? Do we don't want to spoil it?
We're not going to say it just yet, but before we do, I want to say quick rules. First of all, we are not going to be counting Power Keg and Mr. River Falls, since they were closed down and had extremely long lines.
Fair enough.
We couldn't even ride them.
Yeah.
And second rule, we are not going to rank also those mini carnival rides that we can find anywhere else, like the swings.
Okay.
So we're not ranking just roller coasters?
We are ranking the roller coaster.
We're ranking the rides we went on. Just those small carnival rides that we went on in that back part of the park. We did.
Right.
Those are not going to count. But we're also going to count the swinging barn swings.
Okay,
giant
those
barn
were
swings,
awesome.
The steam train, and the flood mine, since those are also main attraction rides too.
Gotcha.
Well, we ought to get started.
Yeah, so let's get right into it.
Okay.
My least favorite, I'll go first if I may. My least favorite ride, I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one where I got soaking wet. Then you and your sister laughed at me the whole time. And what was that ride called?
Well, that's the problem, because there was two water rides.
The one where I went
The one I didn't ride.
Oh!
right down in that log.
American Plunge.
That American Plunge goes down as my least favorite.
I mean, it's a basic water ride either way, so of course it sort of makes sense. Hence, the drop was a bit bland. The main ride of it was a bit bland as well. But I do have to say, the splash drop was a bit fun.
What about you, Mom?
Okay, so I don't remember the name of the roller coaster. I want to say, what was the first roller coaster we rode?
The first roller coaster we actually rode there, and the one that got me back and over my fears of roller coasters, was Thunderation.
Thunderation.
Right.
Okay. I didn't really like that one because it was a little jerky. But it's kind of a tie because I also didn't like that other wooden roller coaster, Outlaw Run, that went so fast I thought I was going to blow my contacts right out of my eyeballs.
But the fast part was cool. I did like the corkscrew of Outlaw Run.
I did. That is true. So it had some redeeming qualities, whereas Thunderation gave me whiplash.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to go with Thunderation was my least favorite ride.
I mean, the first time we rode it, it wasn't that
It
bad.
didn't seem that bad.
But when we rode the second time,
It was bad. Yeah, it
we
was
felt
bad.
it. I felt like on the lift hill that the train was actually going to disconnect and start rolling backwards.
There was a chance.
I was a bit worried right there,
There was a chance.
but that, well, thank goodness, didn't happen. And speaking of the other wooden roller coaster, give you guys' opinion on Outlaw Run in its entirety.
I would give that my next least favorite.
Yeah,
Just
that
because,
would be my next.
Because my spine hurts and I have metal plate in my neck, and so that Outlaw Run was too rickety for me.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, who likes those wooden roller coasters anymore? They're so rickety.
They were a little jerky.
Steel roller coasters are pretty much the new thing nowadays, and I don't know why people still like those things. I mean, to be honest, this Outlaw Run was one of the main roller coasters of Silver Dollar City, but it was probably the most jerkiest. next to Thunderation.
Definitely the most unique ride and very fast.
Actually, speaking of, did you know that Outlaw Run is the first ever roller coaster to actually have 3 inversions
Wow.
on a real roller coaster?
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it really is.
So, what was your least favorite ride, Tony?
Oh man, if only you knew.
Well, we're about to find out.
What was it?
To be honest, it was actually
Better not say time travel.
okay. Very funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Okay, what was it?
It was actually the flood mine.
Yeah.
The flooded mine?
Yeah, you got. Yeah. I mean, now
The flooded mine.
it was the first boat ride we went on next to the train station.
Wasn't that much.
Yeah, that one wasn't very
Yeah, I
exciting.
mean,
wouldn't
to be
even call
honest,
it a
I
ride.
thought there was gonna be like some sort of like thrill at the end where we actually had to actually escape.
Yeah,
the
but there wasn't.
Yeah,
mine,
there
but
wasn't.
no.
That was
Yeah.
just boring.
Can I be
That was
honest?
boring.
Yes.
Okay. From there on, every other ride I thought was fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I could rank them. I mean, you're looking at rides like Wildfire and Time Traveler.
And let's not forget the
The
first.
barn swings were
And let-
amazing.
Yeah, and let's not forget the first ever indoor roller coaster built in existence.
Yes.
Fire in a Hole.
That was pretty awesome.
The giant barn swing was pretty fantastic.
That left you an awesome feeling in your stomach.
Yes.
How do you rate those? How do you rate which is next? Almost what I could do is I could go to my top 2 rides.
Well, before we do, we still got one more water ride on this list. We do got.
What
ranked.
about, before you do that, what about Firefall? Wasn't that a fun ride?
I liked Firefall.
Left your stomach?
You were more nervous getting on it than you were getting off. You realized it was pretty fun.
If I was allowed to record on that ride, I would be screaming.
I know, but it was amazing.
It was a good one though.
Yeah.
I gotta shout out Electro Spin.
Yeah,
Just to give it a shout out. That was a fun ride.
Can't.
So we didn't get to ride Power Keg and Wildfire,
Misty River Falls.
Mystic River Falls, but we rode Wildfire.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Wildfire is the one that had the funny picture.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
It had the funny picture of you. Didn't it? Didn't it have a funny picture of your face?
I think that was Outlaw Run because I had and I was holding my breath and
Oh, maybe it was.
yeah. Well, actually, speaking of Wildfire, I think we could put that as probably the number 4 spot. Maybe.
You could. I want to tell you where Wildfire goes for me. Number 2 spot.
Number 2.
Number
I
2.
think number 2.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
The only problem with Wildfire, I think while you put it as number 4, because it almost made you go number 2.
That's funny. You made number 1.
I like Wildfire. It had loops, and I love the loops. I love to go upside down, and it was a smooth ride. I thought that one was fun.
And if you guys think we're joking, no. We have actual photoized evidence of being on that ride. Yes, photoized evidence.
Yeah.
Yes, they actually paid for the picture if I went on again. They paid for a picture if I went on again. Thank them for that.
Yeah, pretty fantastic.
We like to push you past your comfort zone, Tony.
Yeah.
That's where you change and become stronger.
And speaking of my comfort zone,
Okay.
you guys know where my comfort zone is, right?
Right. Number 3 ride. What's your number 3 ride?
The steam train. The Silver Dollar City steam
You
train.
did like the steam train.
That one was a good one.
The Frisco Silver Dollar Line steam train.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That one, you know what was cool about that is it had a train ride, but it also had a little bit of a show.
Yeah. Yeah, midway through, there was like this train robbery.
It was almost like it was really happening.
Yeah, totally. And we also got a bit more We're inside of the park too, seeing other parts of some of the other rides.
So I think we're ready to reveal number, because you know our two. I think we're ready to go to the top two. What's your top two rides, starting with this number two?
Well, we still
It's going to be different than Mom and I,
Yeah,
because we've got the same number two.
Yeah, we're Wildfire.
Yeah.
We're Wildfire.
Well,
So what do you got for number two?
My number two is Fire in a Hole.
Fire in the hole.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. That was like a super great indoor coaster. At first, it didn't actually feel like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
But then after that train, when the train was coming for us, we dropped down and then we got that feeling.
I do remember that.
Let's
That
not
was an
forget that-
interesting ride. That was the one that was really dark,
That was
right?
the indoor ride.
Yeah.
And it got dark in there. Yeah, I remember that.
Actually, two facts about that ride. That was actually the first indoor roller coaster ever built, and it actually tells the tale of the marble caves there,
Yeah.
which is very interesting.
Well, I'm glad that you like that as your number two. You know the amazing thing?
What?
I think, we're missing one member of our family in here today, and that's your sister. And I think she would even agree with all of our number one. I think there's one ride that stands out above all the rides at Silver Dollar
And
City.
we may or may not have ridden it 4 times.
I think it more than 4.
Was it more than 4?
I think it was. We went back and rode it at night even.
Yeah, that was.
No, I thought that was the 4th time.
Yeah, it was.
We all rode it twice in the daylight, and then we went back with Stuart, and then we rode it one more time at night.
Oh, I wish
You
we
know,
were
guys,
more.
you
What
know,
is it?
You ready?
I think we
could
know which
do-
ride it is. Why don't you,
You know
you
what
want
I
to say
wish?
it together?
I wish we could time travel right back to that.
I see what you did.
Time Traveler!
The newest addition to Silver Dollar City.
It was and it didn't matter what car you rode in, it was a different feeling wherever you sat. It was the best.
Each
I
time
have
we
to
rode
say,
it was different.
the back car was potentially my favorite. Yes,
I
because
like
there was
going-
that delay.
I also liked when you go and you sit in the front car and you're facing forward, but then as you go out the gate and make the drop, you turn back up and you go down backwards and you see everybody else coming
Yeah,
down.
coming down at you.
That's a cool ride. That's a cool.
And let's not forget, this thing was a launch coaster, a spinning coaster, and an inverted coaster. It was so good.
It was so good.
I think it's worth the ride just to go back to the platform.
No, ma'am, you may not do that.